Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So as you can see from, hopefully this lighting is good, my hair is really platinum. It is really white, light, silvery in some areas because of toner, but in my previous video it was a little bit yellowy, a little bit crappy looking, and then before that I had lilac, and then before that I had an ombre grown out roots. So this is a video showing you how I went from just regular old blonde to platinum, or even you can start from the bottom, and now we're here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. So first off, you're gonna need latex gloves or any kind of gloves. You do not want to use bleach without any type of gloves. I've done it before and it burns the shit out of your hands. So you also want to remove any jewelry because that could break the gloves. So you will need those to protect yourself. You will need a tint brush. These are really cheap at Sally's. I get all my stuff at Sally's, all my dye and everything. So then I also picked up this bowl. You will need a non-metallic bowl. Do not use a metallic bowl. It will react bad with the bleach. So, stressing that. So then you will also obviously need your bleach. So I've been trial and error through a lot of bleach. Oh, I've been dyeing my hair for like, oh gosh, like 15 years. No, maybe more than that. About 15 years. So I've had a lot of trial and error. I'm not a hairstylist by any means. However, my friend was a hairstylist and she kind of steered me in the correct direction to go with a lot of things after screwing up my hair quite a few times. So the bleach I found that works the absolute best is the L'Oreal Super Oreal Blanc. And this you can pick up at Sally's for about $5. If you have longer hair than mine, you will need 2 packages, no questions asked. You will need 2. When I had originally my longer hair and I went blonde, I used 2, and I was so grateful to have 2 because you will need to really saturate your hair. You do not want to be the person that ran out of bleach and was just scraping together and just trying to crust it on. It's not going to work. It's not going to lift. It's going to look really patchy. Also, you want to make sure you keep your hair covered. Do not leave it out in the open. You can use either a little processing shower cap like these. These are really cheap. I got a package of 3 for like $2 at Sally's, and it'll last you, 3 uses. Or you can use a plain old plastic bag, which is what I used to do a lot too. But you need to keep it covered. You need to keep the bleach moist. If you do not keep the bleach moist and you let it get dry, you let it get crusty, it's not going to lift, it's not going to work, and your hair will come out terrible. It is not going to come out the way you wanted it. Trust me, been there. So you also need clips to keep your hair out of the way. I tend to part my hair into 6 sections. Some people do 4, some people don't part at all. It's just up to you. I highly recommend doing 6 because the way I find it works the easiest is you separate your hair completely down the middle. Don't mind your part. You completely separate your hair down the middle and then all the way back. Bring your hair forward. So then you're gonna take this half, so you're gonna make sure you part your hair to where your ear is. So you want to make sure you're getting the bleach, the section that goes right behind your ear. So you're gonna have one section, and then you're going to separate another section, so you're going to go half, and you're going to have 2 sections. This is the 3rd section, and you're going to do that on the other side of the hair. I highly recommend doing that because sometimes it can get pretty overwhelming if you just have 4 sections. If you're just going to do this section on each side and then just split the back as well. Doing the back can be pretty overwhelming if you're doing it yourself, which most people are, let's face it, and you cannot see what you're doing. However, when you separate it and you're working in smaller sections, way more manageable. So then, I guess with the bleach, with this bleach, you would use either a 20 or a 30 volume. So I have 20, and then I have 30. These are very cheap at Sally's. These are under like $3 on sale sometimes. Gigantor. So for my hair, which is about a level 5, which if you are not familiar with levels, I suggest you educate yourself really quick on the internet to understand how the bleach is going to work. So If you have, like me, you're middle of the road, brown hair, not light, not dark, you're about in the middle, you're about a level 5. Hair levels go from 1 being the darkest, absolute blackest black of all time black, and then 10 would be, supposedly 10 is supposed to be platinum, but there are levels like 11 and 12 depending on what coloring system you want to use. So I guess this would be considered like the lightest of the light as you can get it. So in order to reach that, you are going to have to go through each level of color. So if you are like me and you started off at 5, you are going to have to go through at least 5 levels to get platinum hair. However, it does not get like, you know, here's my brown, here's light brown, oh, here's a nice sandy blonde, and then, oh, look, it's pale. Like, it doesn't work like that. If you've ever attempted to bleach your hair or know someone that has, you know it turns that god-awful red-orange color that you just gotta bleach it. There is no way you can tone that. There is no way to get that out. You need to bleach it to get it as light as possible. So, I found that with that, I have to go use a level 30. So 30 is supposed to lift you 3 levels. And this one is the cream. I don't like using liquids. I don't think you should use liquids unless you're a professional, just because I find it really hard to control, really hard to work with. So I use the 30. If you are like a level 8, a level 9, like you already have naturally pretty blonde hair, I would use a 20. You never want to use more than what you have to when it comes to hair color. Trust me, you do not want to be the person that used a level 40 on their hair and you didn't know what you were doing, because a level 40, and they even make a level 50 now, I saw, so it's just, it's gonna ravage your hair. If you are not a professional and you do not know the timing just down to a science, forget it. Don't even bother. Use a 30, and if you have really dark hair, you can do it again. You can always bleach your hair again. Now, with that said, never ever ever bleach your hair more than twice in a day. And most people will tell you it's crazy to even bleach your hair twice in one day. Now, I've been ballsy one day and I've done 3 bleachings in one day. However, my hair was so unstable, and when I say unstable, it was gummy. It was just flying off. It was just breaking off. It was just done. And nobody should have to go through the horror of that, trust me. So if you bleach your hair twice, the only way I suggest doing that is if you bleached your hair in the morning and it came out, you know, orange or whatever, which is, you know, expected. That sometimes happens. You bleached your hair and you only got to like the orange level or the red level, and you can't go out the house looking like that. I understand that. I wouldn't go out the house either. So I would wait, naturally air dry your hair. Do not under any circumstances help the process and blow dry your hair, because you're gonna end up with hair that looks like a broomstick. Just don't do it. Just let it air dry. It's gonna take a long time, because the more damaged your hair is, the longer it'll take to dry. Just the way it works. So let your hair air dry, and then wait until the night, until the evening, and then bleach it again if you have to do it in 2 days, if you can't wait till the next day. So, you know, just be really, really careful with that, and never ever use a level 40 or a level 50. 30 is the highest you should go. Now, this one is a really, really good bleach. It lifts very quickly. However, with this bleach, you have to be a little bit careful, because I found it kind of, my scalp was a little sensitive to it, and I will admit it does not say that this is meant to be on the scalp. It is meant to be off the scalp. And off the scalp bleach is a little bit harsher than on the scalp bleach. So on the scalp bleach is meant to be a little bit more gentle. It's meant to not burn the hell out of your scalp, which, let's face it, I mean, it's bleach, it's dangerous, it's chemical, you gotta be careful, respect it when you're working with it. So this is an off the scalp bleach that I did use on my scalp, which a lot of people here on YouTube have suggested, and I find this works just well. Now, to you know, to be honest, it did burn my scalp a bit. I did have a bit of irritation around my scalp. My scalp in the back felt a little bit swollen. That's just gonna happen sometimes if you are slightly allergic to bleach like I am. Do I care? No. So I do it anyways. Just a warning, it's an off the scalp bleach. So once you've applied your bleach or mixed your bleach, you're gonna use your mixing bowl and this, and sometimes I would suggest getting a little bottle like this because it has the ounces on it, so you can mix correctly. So what you're gonna do is mix your bleach, and you're gonna mix your volume, your developer, not volume, your developer, and you're gonna measure out your developer and then mix in the correct amount. It will tell you the instructions on the back of any package of bleach you get. So you're just gonna mix it into a frothy cake batter, kind of whipped texture. If it's really liquidy, you've used too much developer and you need to add more bleach, or you need to do something to not make it as liquidy, because if it's too liquidy, it's not gonna work. If it's too thick, it's not gonna work. It has to be that whipped kind of texture. And if you follow directions, you know, if you can measure, you're fine. I wouldn't worry about it. If you're a little off either one, you're fine. So what I did is, you know, with my sections, if you're bleaching for the first time, you start from about this far away from your roots. Do not do your roots first. Never do your roots first, because they will turn a lot lighter than the rest of your hair. So if you've ever had or seen someone that has really, really yellowy roots and then orangey red hair, they applied it to their roots first, because naturally your body heat, you know, will heat up the scalp a lot faster than, you know, the rest of your hair. So the scalp is going to get hotter, it's going to make the bleach activate a little bit better, and it's going to turn your hair, your roots very, very white. They call that hot roots. So what you always want to do is, first off, go all around, do, you know, your section maybe about here, and then go down, and you're going to have your roots all free. So once you've applied the rest of the bleach to the rest of your hair, you're going to go back and then you're going to start from your roots. It depends on how you want to do it. Some people like to start in the back down here, because that is the darkest hair you have on your head, because it doesn't see the sun. Never sees the sun. So it's going to be the darkest hair. It's going to take the longest to lift. Depends on how you want to do it. Some people do it in the back. Some people start in the front, because the front is what people see. I tend to do the back first, because I know it's going to take longer to process. And if it's a little bit lighter, if the color's a little bit off in the back, it's not a big deal. But if the color's a little bit off in the front, everyone notices, and trust me, everyone comments on it. So you will go ahead and do that, and then what you do after, you make sure that the bleach is coated all over your hair. Make sure you've gotten as much of the roots as you can, so you don't end up with a dark spot here and there, because if you have light hair, dark roots are going to be super obvious. Even if you don't have dark hair, the roots are still going to be really obvious because of the contrast. So you cover your hair with a bag or a shower cap or anything that's going to trap the heat in the bag, so it's going to make the lightning work a little bit better. You can take a blow dryer and, you know, kind of do this to make it hot, but don't do it constantly. Don't constantly have your blow dryer on, because it can take, first of all, it could take like 40 minutes. It's going to take at least about 40 minutes for your bleach to you know, start working. And also you don't want to fry your hair, so that's a big no-no. That's why you see with the when you go to saloning and they put the thing over your head, you have a lot of space in between it, and it's it's not very hot. So you don't ever want to over process your hair. It falls off, it's not pretty. So now on to the fun stuff. So you rinse it out after the amount of time. Now you never want to leave bleaching your hair longer than an hour, ever. I don't care if you have blackest of black hair. Never leave your hair bleaching your hair for more than an hour, because it's just over processing. Bleach only takes an hour to work, so if it's not the color you wanted it that time, it's not going to lift anymore. So leaving it on longer is not going to, you know, leaving it on for like 4 hours or whatever is not going to make it platinum in one go. It doesn't work that way. Bleach stops working after a certain amount of time. So with this particular bleach, it says to leave on until degree of lightness is achieved. Again, never go past 1 hour ever, unless you want all your hair to fall out. That's a fact. So I leave mine done I can't even talk. I leave mine in for about 45 minutes and then I check. And if I find that it looks okay, you know, you take you'll take a little piece out, like say your front, take your bangs out, get some water, wipe it down, and if you see the color of what it is, if it looks okay to you, you can rinse it out at 45 minutes. If not, then you can, you know, coat it back and tuck it back in and leave it in for the full hour. So after you've done that, you will take off your shower cap, get in the shower, and it's very, very important that you wash your hair at this point. You have to rinse out the bleach and then wash your hair, because it's really, really hard to rinse out all the bleach. And if you don't, then the bleach is still in your hair, it's still damaging your hair. So I highly suggest shampooing. And what you can do with that is get a purple shampoo. Now this is a very big bottle that my friend had given me a long time ago, so this has lasted me like years. But this is the Blanc Hair Therapy Color Save in silver. Any purple shampoo will do. Sally's has one, it's called Clairol Shimmer Lights. A lot of brands have it. Any purple. I would get a dark purple if you could. And what you want to do is wash your hair with it. Leave it in for, you know, like a minute. You don't want to leave it in too long because your hair is very porous and it'll really take the purple. But, you know, leave it in for like a minute, you know, just shampoo, enjoy your shampoo, whatever. Rinse out your hair and just really make sure you rinse it very, very thoroughly. Then after that point, you really want to just step out of the way of the shower and just, you know, kind of dry your hair a little bit. And this is the moisture part you will really, really need. So this one I got really, really cheap from Target, and it looks like this. So this one is a protein pack. This is in like the ethnic hair care section, and this is the bomb.com. This is by Palmer's coconut oil formula with vitamin E deep conditioning protein pack. This is bomb.com. I find this works better than my macadamia nut that I spent I don't know how much on. I don't like this one as much. I don't think it does as much for me. And this bleach hair, for me, it just doesn't seem to really cut it. I find that this one works a lot better, and this was only like $1.99 at Target, and since I have short hair, I got like 4 uses out of this. So this one is really good because you need protein back into your hair. Bleaching strips out the protein from your hair follicle and it needs to be replaced. However, if you are just regular color and you don't need the protein as much, don't overdo it with the protein. So this one also is really good. It's the this is a generic brand, but the Joico K-Pack is very, very good option as well. It's a reconstructor. So Bedhead's Dumb Blonde conditioner works really well. Anything that has protein in it, Redken's Extreme shampoo that's dark blue, those all are going to work very well as conditioners, but do not use them more than twice a week because it will start to make your hair very brittle and fall off. So I find that you need to leave it in for as long as possible. Clip up your hair, do whatever you need to do. And then once you get out of the shower, you're done. You have to wait. You can throw a toner on top of towel dried hair. I've done that. I mean, it works okay. Some people really like the Wella toners. Those are very popular. I've used those over the years. They work fine. The T18 is the most popular, which is, I think it's called Silver Lady or White Lady or something like that. That's really popular. I find that didn't work as well for me. What else have I used? I think I've used a Clairol one that was okay. Didn't work the best. But a toner is only going to work on your hair if you have achieved a light yellow color. If you have orange patches, which is pretty common, I've had that. I still have patches that are amazing. Orange patches, even a deeper golden yellow, it's not gonna lift. So you're gonna have to bleach your hair again. I'm sorry, bad news. Toner will not help you. What you're gonna end up with is if you have, you know, your roots have come out really light, and say pieces of your hair have come out really light, but for me personally, what I had to deal with, for some reason, this right here was all very, very stubborn. It didn't lift very well with the bleach. The rest of my hair lifted perfectly. Roots lifted great. About here down lifted great because that already had bleach in it from before. But right here, just no, it was a no-go. I had to go ahead and bleach it again. Just this section, unfortunately. I had to go ahead and bleach it again because it was too dark yellow. And when I used this guy, I left it in and this turned really nice, and then this turned really nice. And then this just looked terrible. It still looked yellow, so it just looked terrible. It looked awful. So I just went ahead and bleached it again just to get out of the way. So what I did also is, if you're just going to bleach parts of it, you know, just separate your hair like normal, and then just go ahead and just, you know, it's only this area, so don't really bother too much with here. Just stick with what you need to absolutely bleach. Don't ever try and overlap the bleach. You don't need to go bleach over bleach over bleach. It's bad. So excuse me. So make sure your hair is as light as you could possibly get it, or else you're gonna end up with patches of different color crap. So to combat orangey tones, orangey brassy tones, you need to use a blue toned toner. So like Wella's T14 I think it is, and T10 think, double check. Those are more blue based. They still have the violet in it, but they're a lot more blue based because on the color wheel, blue will counteract the orange. So if you have more of the pale yellow of any kind, a purple will work just fine for you. You don't have to tone either purple or blue, by the way. You can tone to a beige. You can tone to a golden color. You have a wide selection of toners. This brand that I got, it's a new brand. They have a lilac toner, and then they have a like rose gold toner, which I was really tempted to get, but I really wanted to get platinum. But there are different options that you can get. So what you can do is you can use a toner after you've gotten your hair pretty much as light as it can go. So what I used is this brand called Blond Brilliance. Now there did used to be a Blonde Brilliance at Sally's. I don't know if this is just a repackage or what, but I've never seen this one before. I was recommended this one. So this one is supposed to be for platinum. This is ammonia free. And this one is supposed to be, has acai extract for extra softness, and it has coconut oil, mango oil, wheat protein, and papaya extract for conditioning. So you mix this one, any toner you mix, you're gonna mix it with a 20. You need to use a 30. You can even use a 10 if you had it. I don't have it, and I prefer the 20. I find it works better. You can use the 20 volume to mix with it, depending on whatever toner you get. This one was a mixture ratio of 1:1, so 1 part of this and 1 part of this. I use this whole tube for my hair, as short as it is. So if you have longer hair, use the second tube. 20 volume. And what you're going to do is you can mix it in a little bottle like this, and it's a lot easier. You don't have to be very precise with it. Just, you know, start using it, spreading it out, get all your roots, make sure those are done, and then just go to town with the rest of your hair. Make sure it is covered. Saturated as much as you can possibly get. You don't have to cover it because the toner is not going to dry out. If you use it on wet hair, or towel dried hair I should say, never use it on wet hair, it's not going to work. If you use it on towel dried hair, the results are not going to be as extreme. If you use it on dry hair, you'll get a better result, I find personally. But the downside of that is that you do have to wait for your hair to air dry. Don't help the process by blow drying your already super dry damaged hair. So this is what I ended up with using this toner, which is the Blonde Brilliance in Platinum. So it turned out very pretty. This is a really nice light white silvery kind of color. There's some areas on my roots, as you can see, that came out, you know, a little purpley, but that'll wash out. It's not a big deal. I'm not worried about that. And then to maintain, purple shampoo, girlfriends. It's gonna be your best friend. Blondes always need purple shampoo. And only use this once or twice a week. Do not use this every time you shampoo. It will turn your hair very purpley, even if you just rinse it out right away. On the days that you wash your hair that you do not use the purple shampoo, I suggest a cleansing conditioner. This is the one for Opalescence. This was $5. This big ass thing was $5. This is really, really good. I enjoy this quite a bit. This is the only cleansing conditioner I've ever had. And this one has zero color to it whatsoever. It's just a white conditioner. It smells really good. It smells like herbs. I don't know, it smells really good. It has like lilac and I don't know what in it. But this is really nice because it's very conditioning and softening to your hair. And if you're only using it, like say I only wash my hair about 3 times a week and I just use dry shampoo the rest of the time, because you don't want to do too much to your hair for quite a while after you bleach your hair. So this one I use about once a week, and then the other 2 times a week I use the purple shampoo. So purple shampoo, this, and then purple shampoo. And you always just want to really keep your hair away so much from the styling, away from the you know, hot tools. So, you know, just do your hair the once and then that's it. Say as long as you can go like 2 days maybe without shampooing. If you can go 3 days, congratulations, you did a really good job, because you don't want to be overdoing your hair. So that's pretty much it. I also brought out another option for toning. You can use a permanent hair color as the toner. But this is something I would use maybe like a few days. It's not going to be, I wouldn't put this immediately on. This one is the 12 Ash Nordic Blonde from Wella Charm. This is something I would use maybe like a day or 2 after you've bleached and you maybe decide you don't like it. This will help if you use it with a 20 or a 30, maybe like a 30. You can use this one to help lighten your hair a little bit more if you don't want to bleach it, and it'll help with the ash in it, will help tone the hair color at the same time. So that is everything on how to get your hair platinum silvery color. I'm not a hairstylist, I'm just an avid hair dyer, and that was my experience. So hopefully I helped you guys out and saved you a lot of time and trouble, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!